Hello and welcome to another part of the random problem challenge. Today we're going to be doing the same thing as yesterday, where we're going to pick a medium problem, and if we haven't done it before, we're going to do it like a mock interview thing with it, where instead of just running code and print statements and things to figure out where you have an error, we're actually thinking through our code and make sure that we can try to handle all the edge cases to actually simulate an actual interview scenario. So let's get a random medium problem, and if we did it before, we're just gonna get another problem. Okay, so we haven't done this one. Okay, so first thing, let's just start writing down some criteria for this problem so we can kind of understand it better. So given an integer num, return 3 consecutive integers as a sorted array that sum to num. If num cannot be expressed as a sum of 3 consecutive integers, return empty array. Okay, so we're given number, and we need to represent it as a sum of 3 consecutive integers. If this can't happen, return an empty array. Okay. So I think right off the bat, we can handle 3 consecutive integers. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if 0 counts. I think 0 does count, actually. But let's just think of how we would do this. So I think this is pretty straightforward. Like for this example, what we can do is just we can divide by 3. Actually, what we could do... And this should be not too bad, I think. Okay, so let's just think of something like this. So let's just say... Well, also... Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm getting somewhere here. So let's get a lower bound, divide by 3, first of all. So let's get a lower bound, divide by 3. So let's say we take our number, we divide it. Do we want to? No, we want to have something less than the lower bound of divide by 3, I think, though. But that's kind of close. So if we do get a lower bound divide by 3, for example, for 33, we would get 11, right? And then what if we just... Okay, let's say we do get a lower bound, and then we take the number below and the number above, and we say this is our starting point, and then we try to go in either direction, and then if we hit below the number, then it doesn't work, and if we hit above the number, then it doesn't work. And that's gonna give us pretty good... Like, that's going to be pretty much big O of 1. We're not going to have too many iterations, right? So our thing is, we're going to get the number, we're going to get some number, we're going to divide by 3, we're going to get the lower bound there, and then we're going to try to go left and then go right. And so let's try that for some other numbers. So let's just try this 4. So what's a lower bound of 4 divided by 3? Well, it's going to be 1. So in that case, it's going to look like this, 0, 1, 2, right? And then we are going to have a sum here, and then as soon as the sum is below the number, then we know we can't go anymore. Like if we're going left here, so if we're going left, this is already below 4, so we're done. Now we try to go right, and by going right, all we'd have to do is we would have to just add 1 to each of these. Right, so it'd be like 1, 2, 3, and then if that doesn't work either, then we know we don't have a solution. So I think that actually works, and it's a pretty straightforward problem. Let's try it for a couple other numbers, right? So let's just try numbers that we can't divide by 3, but maybe has this solution. Because yeah, this 3 consecutive integers thing is really nice for sure. Okay. And by the way, let's just say if the number is... Okay, so if num is less than or equal to, what's the smallest number? So I think for 2, there is an output. Like 0 would work, I think. Yeah, because 0. Oh, can you make something that makes 2? 0, 1, 2? No, you can't, right? So it's less than 2. What about 3? 1, 2, 3. Yes, so 3 works. So if num is less than or equal to 2, we know we don't have a solution, and then those are going to be weird things to test for. So let's just return an empty array there. Now, what we need to do is get a lower bound, but let's try this for a few more numbers just to make sure we're kind of on the right track, and let's see if there's any edge cases. So let's get a number like just 78, right? So we have a number, is 78 divisible by 3? It is. Okay, let's get a number 77. And let's just try this for this. So 77 divisible by 3, and if we floor divide, is going to be 26, I believe? No, 25. Right? Yeah, 25, because that's going to be 75. So 25. So our middle number is going to be 25. Then we're going to have a 24 and a 26. And so our plan is, once again, we try to go left as much as, so we have this, then we make a copy of it, then we try to go left as much as we can until we hit this, or we try to go right as much as we can. Now actually, let's think about this. If a number is 3 consecutive numbers, I think it might even be easier than that, honestly. I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think in order for a number to be the sum of 3 consecutive numbers, it has to be divisible by 3. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's the case, because it has to be divisible by 3, and then this number pretty much has to be, I mean, it could definitely be missing an edge case here, but I think this middle number actually has to be like this number divided by 3. But let's just take a look at this and let's see what happens. So the sum of this is going to be 60, 69, 74. Okay, so that's already too low. Is that right? No, it's actually going to be 70, 75. Right? Yeah, because 9 plus 6, 75. So that's already too low. Now, if we try to add one, it's 78. So yeah, I do think actually this is even easier. So I think for a number to be a sequence of 3 consecutive numbers, it literally has to be the middle number has to be the number that if that number is divided by 3, it has to be the middle number. So for example, for 75 here, it would literally have to be 25, 24, 26. And so if the number isn't, so yeah, I think that is a pattern where if the number isn't divisible by 3, then it's just not a solution. And so we could do that. So we can just say if num mod 3, or yeah, we do want to do the 0 case. Actually, this might be a little tricky with negative numbers is the only thing I'm thinking. But yeah, I don't know what they would want to have for 0, because I think for 0, can you have a solution? I don't think so, actually. No, I don't think so. So let's just go back to what we had here. So if it's, yeah, so 0, I don't think we have a solution. So return, or we can just do if number equals 0 or num mod 3 does not equal 0, then that's not a solution. Okay, and then otherwise, I think it's literally, the solution is pretty straightforward. So we just have some kind of variable like temp equals num divided by 3, where it should be divided by 3, and now we just return, I think this is literally it. I could be wrong about it, so we're never going to be giving a negative number, so we don't have to worry about any of those. But yeah, so let's try this for a few numbers just to make sure we're on the right track. So let's say we have something like 25. So can you have 25 be, so 25, well, like what's the closest number to 25 divided by 3 would be around 8 or so, right? So if we have something like this, what would this be? This would be 16, or sorry, not 16. It'd be 17 plus 7, so 24. So that's too small. And now if we did something like this, that wouldn't work, right? Yeah, so I think literally for a number, and then yeah, so if we do have a multiple of 3, like 99, now the middle will be 33. Then we have 32 and 34. And the reason this works is because, yeah, so if the middle number is divisible, this does, like, the only thing I'm concerned about is this seems a little too easy to be a median problem, but who knows? Anyway, so I think, yeah, when this middle number is divisible by 33, then the left and the right will average out to be 33, and then it pretty much becomes 33 plus 33 plus 33, you know, if you just do an average, which will be 99. So I think that's actually it. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, but like last time I didn't see anything and then we had some bugs. So let's just, and by the way, so this would work for 33, obviously. And for 4, it would not work. So, okay, so let's just make sure this is fine. It is, and let's try to submit. Okay, so we did miss something. Okay, that's interesting. So actually, yeah, so I didn't think of, so that is the case. I wasn't sure if for 0, there is a solution or not, but there actually is a solution. So yeah, so that's one mistake. Where if you have for 0, there is a solution of, and this would actually work for 0, and 0 is actually modded by 3, so then that would give me the right answer. But let's try that. I think it passes, oh, just an if. So yeah, I did miscalculate the 0. Okay, but that's pretty straightforward. Okay, so there's no editorial, but yeah, this is definitely a shorter problem. And yeah, I did realize that I was doing a little too much work. Now, if you don't recognize this divisible by 3, I think the other thing you can do is, like I said, you can floor divide. And so if you have a number like 25, if you didn't recognize, I think that would be a pretty valid solution. So you floor divide 25 by 8, let's say, or by 3, sorry. You would get 8. And then you just make an array of this. And then you see, like, can I move it in any direction? So you say, like, okay, well, it's obviously not going to equal 25. It's going to equal 24. And then you say, like, okay, well, if it's smaller, I'm going to try to move this way. And if it's bigger, I'm going to try to move this way. And can I reach a valid solution? And then maybe if you try a couple examples, you'll realize it's actually simpler than that. But even if you don't, this is pretty much going to be like big O one time. So that should be an acceptable solution as well. So we did miss the 0 case, but I'm pretty happy with us getting this result. Definitely an easier problem. That's why I said there's going to be a little bit of variance in the sum playlist where you're going to get a medium problem that's kind of straightforward. You're going to get a medium problem that's actually a hard problem. But okay, anyway, so let's do the time and space complexity here. And so the time and space complexity, so this is obviously going to be big O of 1, right? We have a really simple, this is like as simple of an algorithm as it gets. And yeah, we're just checking, can we divide by 3? And then that's pretty much it. And then we just return an output of 3 variables. So, okay, so that's it for this problem. And I'm going to be doing more of these in the future. So if you do like this kind of, you know, I did have one error that, you know, I thought of, but I missed still. So hopefully we can improve upon that. And I do think this kind of format is better than just, at least if you're practicing interview settings. I did forget to set a timer, but clearly we were, obviously I was going to set a timer for like 25 minutes. Clearly we were way under that. But this is better practice than just writing code, hitting run, and then finding all your bugs that way. Because you kind of do want to, in a real interview setting, for one thing, for some companies, you're not even going to be able to like run, you're not going to have like an IDE that you're doing this in. And it's just better practice, I think, to have as few errors as possible going in, so then you can think about your code instead of just running and having print statements all the time, you know? So that's definitely going to be something, you know, good to work on. All right, so that's it for this video. And if you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.